Aloha Pepsi Cola. Now I'm in Rossville, the Rossville Cemetery to be exact. And here's a little interesting thing here. So, this right here is what they supposedly say is a meteor. A meteor that fell on Gray Farm. Gray Farm, which is nearby, or was nearby, in Cass County in 1892. This here was erected in 1939. Yeah, supposedly, this big old rock right here fell on the farm in 1892 at the Gray Farm in Cass County. Dr. S. G. Gray and Molly C. Gray. So this is the Grays, the family. They decided to have a good sense of humor and have this be their headstone. So I kind of like that. But yeah, it's pretty funny. I don't think anybody was injured when the rock fell from the sky. Thankfully. But yeah, just a meteor just fell down from the sky onto the Gray Farm, Cass County, Indiana, in 1892. And there have been reports around the area of Gray Farm, pretty far out, where they heard the impact. Now here's the thing. I'd say I know, just a little bit enough for astronomy to say it's really debatable if this came from space. Reason saying that is I don't think the makeup would really be of this. You'd definitely be more of, most meteors in and around the solar system are pretty iron based. Now it's possible. It just does not look like what you would think a meteor would look like. So there is like another theory. And I don't even know how likely this theory would be. So it is still a huge mystery, really, but yeah, a meteor. Yeah. The other theory is that the rock came from a volcano. Now, I'd have to go back and look at 1892 and see if there was any eruptions on the continent, North America, or maybe from, some other part of the globe. Now, you would think, hey, it's a volcano hundreds and hundreds of thousands, thousands of miles away from Indiana. There's no volcanoes around here. The nearest volcanoes would be like in, the West Coast, like around Oregon and Washington and such. That would be the nearest volcano, so in mainland, North America. So yeah, I'd have to go look back on that. So I'm kind of curious by that too, that theory. That instead of it being a meteor, it's a piece of a volcano that fell. Now, the explosion from, the top of a volcano will shoot those big chunks of rock pretty damn far. So who's to say it might have went all the way up into, all the way up there, all the way up to, the edge of space and came back down. It's possible. Maybe. I mean, we found chunks of Mars in Antarctica, of all places. We found, like pieces of the moon here, and yeah, it's an interesting theory too. It is it's just such a big rock, and it obviously fell down. Because of all the reports from that time, it all adds up that it fell from the sky. It's just such a cool little story, though. I mean, it really gets you thinking. Really gets you thinking, like, where it originated from. This giant rock. Did it come from space? Did it come from a volcano? Yeah. Really cool. So this is Rossville Cemetery. And over there is like the downtown Rossville, as you can tell from just the water tower back there. Now, about a year ago, and out in that distance, I might just do a video on that here pretty soon, on a daily video on that, is a ghost town, a forgotten town where nothing exists anymore. But there's a friend of mine. He works at Adams Mill. He's all into the history. He did this extreme dedicated research and history and all this, and I got a couple of videos on my main channel if you want to look it up. But it is the ghost town of Prince Williams, and it was just about that way, just a few miles that way, and it was a whole town, like blocks and such. And well, anyway, I'll talk about it later on my my next, probably the next video, daily entry or such. Anyway, just want to talk a little bit about that fascinating rock back there. I mean, all sorts of people probably drive by that thing and say, like, what is this giant boulder doing in the middle of a cemetery? But yeah, I do like how the Grays family had a sense of humor about that, though. They just make your headstone the meteor. Hey, I'd probably do the same thing. Anyway, I'll see you all next one.